Hey, it's Neriah, and I'm hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
What's up, guys? Rob here, Front Row Live Entertainment. I am reunited with Neriah here, and I'm so excited to be sitting here with you. It's been some time.
I know, we've had a few years.
Yes, we definitely have, and it's cool because the last time I spoke to you, you were like a new artist, and then now I feel like you've evolved to like a freaking pop queen with your music.
Thank you.
So let's dive in and talk about that evolution since 2 years ago. So much has gone on.
Yes.
And even then you had mentioned like how you just kept writing and writing and writing and writing. And that's literally what we saw last year. A lot of releases.
A lot. And I think that's something for me that's so important. I mean, I think writing is where my first love is for music. And so I love to be in the studio as much as I can. And, I want there to be a release every single month. I mean, if it was me, I would release every week. But
I'm glad you still say
that. Yeah, I mean, I still love it. I mean, I feel like from the last time I think, did I put out my album at that time?
No, we were talking about it.
Okay, so that was probably, I was writing it.
Yes, you were writing it. You were like, 24 songs. I was like, how real is this going to be?
Yeah, it's so crazy. I literally went to a psychic. She was like, 2024 is going to be the best year of your life. And I was like, this has been such a crazy, wild year for me. But yeah, the album came out and now we're actually we're working on and getting ready to release a second album, which is so crazy. And tour was unbelievable. And yeah, it's been so long. It's so crazy to see how much has changed in years.
And mentioning tour, like you got the opportunity to open up for Madison Beer.
Yeah.
And just touring in general. So like, how did that kind of impact your creative process? Because you were already going crazy with the songwriting.
It was so much fun. I think being able to write this project knowing that we were going on tour, because I had known for a little while, and it was so funny. My dad actually texted me and was like, "I'm so proud of you. You're going to play the Greek theater." And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I genuinely have no idea what you're talking about. And I looked at my management chat and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. So being able to write first time, which we played on tour, and just being able to have in the production the moments and the ad libs that we want the crowd to sing was such a different experience. I think it was my first time writing music to be sung live, and it's so different, and it was such a blast. And then, being in the audience and hearing the audience and the crowd sing a song that's not even, it was so surreal and it was so fun. I mean, it was the biggest shows I've ever played in my life. It was my first real tour that was like a full tour. I'd been on one before with Alexander Stewart, who I adore, but it was 3 shows. So it was crazy. I mean, learning from Madison and like seeing, like, we're talking of the full production, like it was so inspiring. And I think coming home, it was so funny. I was texting my producer every day. I was like, I want to write. I was like, what do we do? Can I Zoom you? So coming back, it definitely brought, I think, just a new world to how I would write a song that was going to be played live.
What was that first moment you stepped in front of that Greek theater stage with the audience out, watching you, ready for your performance?
And that was the night that the song came out. So it was so surreal. It was my first show playing really in the daytime, which was kind of interesting, like having it be so light out. But I don't know. I mean, the Greek theater, I mean, I'm from LA, so it's such a hometown show, and it's like it was so surreal. I mean, I've seen so many legends there, and just been able to be on that stage and share the stage and see how many artists. I was like, wow. I mean, looking out into that many people, it was so crazy. It's like such a good feeling.
Damn, that's cool. And it's cool that it really like inspired your music, your creative process as well. Not that you needed it, but at the same time, I guess you kind of did, because this new song, Don't Let Go, you were in your head for a while before you even like wrote it. Talk to me a little bit about that, and how tough was that?
I think for me, I was putting out my album, and it was 24 songs. And at the time I was going through a really bad breakup. So I had so much to write about. And it was, we probably wrote 60 songs, and it was go, go, go. I was like, this. I had all this inspiration. And then I was healing. And I think that was a huge album for me to kind of figure out a new version of myself. And I was happy for the first time in a really long time. And I think I panicked because I was like, what, I'm going to write happy songs? I was like, that's not me. I was like, I write piss songs about my boyfriend. I write, cheat. Like, that's just so, it was never my brand. And then I fell in love, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I guess we're doing love songs. So I sat down with the project, and I think I just felt pressure from every single side of just being able to be like, I think social media and all the algorithms really changed. And I felt that pressure to be like, okay, I have to one up this thing. I have to, I think my mindset just changed a little, and I started getting in my head about are they going to like this? Are they going to like this? Like, and that was my focus. And then I realized which now I finally am at it. Before Don't Let Go, I was like, you know what? No, like I have to make music for myself, and it's art, and Don't Let Go was a fun one because it was kind of a mental health song to myself that I was like, oh, it's kind of relationship-y, but it's also something like we have to be there for ourselves as well. And, being able to believe in ourselves and not let go of yourself. So it was really beautiful to be able to see the other side of that place I was in.
And this just definitely opened a new door for you. Like this is the new era of Neriah. So is it easier to write this kind of music, or do you feel like you go back and forth whether or not you want to talk about certain things?
I think now it's easier. I think at the time, the biggest change for me was I think like the character I had to kind of adapt like my vocal tone and doing upbeat because I was so used to ballads. So I think it's definitely, that was a whole process in itself, just learning. But now it's so much fun and studying old 80s musics and different artists. I mean, there's definitely a lot of inspiration from Robin on this project. And just being able to dive in there and look for New World was a blast. And I think with the next singles coming out, we found a really cool way to kind of blend it with my old stuff, but still have it feel new and fresh. And so I've been having so much fun.
How difficult or how easy was it changing up your vocals and your vocal tones?
Oh, first time, which was like the first one, we probably recorded vocals for that 5 times. I was just like, how do I do this? Like, it was so different. I mean, I think I'm a very emotional singer when it comes to ballads and conversational. And so being able to really flip that and, you have to put power here and you're doing a big hook where we're doing 40 stacks of things, it was definitely going full pop, is a change for a piano ballad. And it was funny because when we were recording, I was actually like with my producer, I was like, and it was so funny, but I was like, can you just like play this on piano and just let me sing to piano? And he was like, you're nailing it when we do that. And I was like, yeah, the drums and everything. It was a lot, but now I'm getting used to it. And it's so cool to see how the songs are crafted and just learning more about the structures. And it's been a wild ride for the most part.
What initially kickstarted the writing process for Don't Let Go?
Don't Let Go. I was in a session with we were all just in a session and we were just playing, we were just messing around. It was like it just happened so organically. And I think I had the concept written down. I was like, oh, Don't Let Go, like this would be cool. And we started playing around and then it kind of just happened. And that was the first one where I was like, wow, like this is so fun. And we had sent it to our team and automatically everyone was like, this is our favorite song. This is our favorite song. You have to release this. And that was honestly one of probably the easiest ones to sing, which I was happy because I felt like I still had I found my voice in it very well early on. So that was so much fun.
Now I do see that. Well, it seems like this could be the start of a body of work, of a project.
Yes.
So how different is this body of work? I know you mentioned that you kind of found a little bit of a way to kind of blend in your old material to now, but is it similar to what we're listening to with Don't Let Go?
I think with Don't Let Go and the next single is the most like the next album.
Okay.
So definitely in that world, sound wise, the soundscapes, even just the vibe of it and the feeling, like that is kind of what you can expect for the next project. Driving Weather too, I think it has kind of that 80s synth vibe and a lot of that.
I really enjoy that with your voice.
Thank you. It's been so fun. I mean, it's so cool. I mean, I feel like every single project I want to change and evolve and grow and try something different. But this has been my favorite music I've ever made in my life. And I've had so much fun making it. I mean, literally in the studio, we're jumping around, like screaming on the couch, like dancing. And it's been so much fun.
That's cool. Now, I'm curious what happens to those other 60 songs that you wrote previous to this new material. Like now that it's a new era, do they just dissolve or do you still keep them for maybe future stuff?
I think I've gone back and forth with that because there's so many songs where, some that fans are like, I want this one. And I'm like, oh no, what do we do? So I don't know.
I'm not her anymore.
I don't know if it's something where it's like later with like vault tracks they'll come out or there's a way or I also believe like in reworking songs a lot. So it's like if there's a concept I like and it feels right later, like maybe I'll rewrite the verse or rewrite the pre or change it a little. But yeah, I wouldn't say completely scrapping it. I think something we did for this project that was really different is I didn't get bounces of every idea because I will listen to it over and over and I'm like, this has to come out. So I literally only got bounces when the songs like had final vocals on it.
Wow.
Which was so crazy for me, but was also very helpful because when I went in to record it or something, like I wasn't overthinking anything. I wasn't, thinking about this line and like, I need to change this. But I think there's definitely a world where some old songs will still come out.
That's cool. Well, I'm looking forward to that. I love this new direction that you're taking. I love the way that it's kind of impacted not just your songwriting, but also, like you mentioned, your vocals. It takes us into this new world of music, this new soundscape, I guess you could say. In saying that, you've already got the experience of a tour. When can maybe fans expect your own tour? Do you feel like you're ready for that?
Yes, I think 2025 is going to be there's going to be a lot of touring is all I can say.
Nice. I look forward to that. That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. Now, during this process of kind of rediscovering yourself with this new era of music, what did you learn about yourself or your vocals that you didn't know prior? Like, what was that aha moment you had?
I think a big thing for me is that, you're not going to get good at something if you don't try it. So a lot of things like with vocals, like if you're uncomfortable and you're trying to sing something and it doesn't sound right the first time, it's like, it's not going to. You have to keep working on it. And I think for me, it's like doing vocal warm-ups every single day of my life. And just also, I think the biggest thing I learned this year, just through mental health and all the stuff, it is so important to have a life outside of music. And like not with just your song, like completely outside. And I think that keeps you really grounded. So I think that is like something that I'm like, oh, okay, that's important. We can't work all the time because we will go crazy.
Nice. Yeah, definitely have to do that to yourself or for yourself because it'll show eventually on your music or just you in general.
Yeah, I mean, the burnout is real. I think before I was like, oh, I was so much younger too. And I was just like, I never get writer's block. And I was writing like 4 songs a day for the longest time. And I was like, let's not do that anymore. Like, let's just take it back. And, when we feel inspired to do that. I've been trying to play instruments a lot more, which has been really fun. And being able to just find my voice there and,
So you're prepping for that 2025 tour?
Yeah, basically. I'm so excited. We have a lot of very exciting things planned surrounding like this next album. And I think there's a lot of Easter eggs everywhere that people have picked up on a little. And I'm really excited. I think doing my own tour, that's something that I'm so excited for. I think being able to just make the tour how I want it to be and, build these fan activations and things for them to really feel like a community. And the Noodles, like, they'll just feel, I always tell them, I'm like, I want cup of noodles in the crowd while we're there. And it's the funniest thing. I love them. I adore them with my whole heart. But I'm excited. The headline tour will be so fun. I really want to come to Europe and Asia. So we have a lot of exciting things in the works.
That would be cool. Now, I guess to close us off, I've been a fan of your voice for some time.
Thank you.
And I fell in love with your voice even more when I listened to that collaboration you did with Neriah. I feel like your voice with electronic music is just so amazing.
Thank you. And we have some more of that too.
I was hoping. That's where I was going. I was like, can we please, on this new era, can we please
We've actually worked a lot. I would say there were a few weeks that we just focused on electronic music, which is really fun. And we have a lot of really fun tracks that we're finding the right people for, but definitely more. Love is a Highway. That was such an amazing experience for me. That when they asked me, I was like, oh my gosh, like I love this song. I didn't even write it. And I was like, this is so good. I was like, I would be honored. So, being a part of that was so much fun. I love that world too. I think, and that's why it's like, I would do a whole project like that.
Yes, please.
I'm excited to try everything.
Perfect. Yeah. Cause I definitely want to hear more of that as well. Maybe throw some Zed in there. I don't know. I think that would be a great
Zed.
Come on.
Just come on.
Let's do something. Come on.
I would take it.
As long as you're not busy, you know?
If I'm free, if I'm not doing God knows what, I'll be there.
Well, Neriah, thank you so much for reuniting with me. I'm excited for this new music. You guys be sure to check out Don't Let Go. Thanks for watching here on Front Row Live, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.